Good morning, students. Today we shall read the chapter 5, Summit Within, from the book Honeydew. The author Major H.P.S. Ahluwalia was a member of the first successful Indian expedition to Mount Everest in 1965. In this chapter, he talks about his experience of climbing the world's highest summit. He tells us how the physical conquest changes one on a personal and spiritual level. The purpose of the chapter Summit Within to make you learn to develop the ability to understand the difficult situations in your life. This chapter puts emphasis that internal summit is higher and more fearful because while climbing Mount Everest, you will be having your companions or group members with you, whereas internal summit is something which you have to accomplish on your own. It is inside your heart and no one else but you can only climb it. So it's higher and higher than Mount Everest. What is higher and higher than Mount Everest? Summit that is within us, within our heart. Okay. So let's begin the explanation of the chapter, The Summit Within. Of all the emotions which surged through me as I stood on the summit of Everest, looking over miles of panorama below us, the dominant one, I think, was humility. The physical in me seemed to say, "Thank God, it's all over." However, instead of being jubilant, there was a ting of sadness. Was it because I had already done the ultimate in climbing, and there would be nothing higher to climb, and all roads hereafter would lead down? See the meaning of difficult words. Surged means arose suddenly and intensely. Summit means a peak of mountain. Panorama means view of a wide area. Humility means the quality of not being proud as you are aware of your bad qualities. Okay. And then jubilant means very happy because of success. Ting means shade, trace. Now the meaning of the paragraph. Here in this stanza, the author begins the story by telling the readers about the rush of multiple emotions he felt as he stood on the highest peak of the Mount Everest. The huge panorama below them made them feel little and modest. Climbing up to the top had made him so tired that his physical strength was glad it was over. Okay. However, rather than feeling proud and joyous of having climbed the Everest or the highest peak, he could feel some sadness within him. The only probable reason for this feeling could be that he had now become proficient by climbing the highest point, and all the roads from that point will only lead downwards. Okay, mountain. Next, by climbing the summit of Everest, you are overwhelmed by a deep sense of joy and thankfulness. It is a joy which lasts a lifetime. The experience changes you completely. The man who has been to the mountains is never the same again. As I look back at life after climbing Everest, I cannot help remarking about the other summit, the summit of the mind, no less formidable and no easier to climb. Even when getting down from the summit, once the physical exhaustion had gone, I began asking myself the question why I had climbed Everest. Why did the act of reaching the summit have such a hold on my imagination? It was already a thing of the past, something done yesterday. With every passing day, it would become more remote. And then what would remain? Would my memories fade slowly away? Now, see the meaning of difficult words. Formidable means strong and powerful and therefore difficult to deal with. Exhaustion means fatigue or tiredness. Exhilarating means very exciting. Now the meaning of the paragraph. Here in this paragraph, the author tells that whenever he thinks about having climbed the summit of Everest, he cannot help but think about another significant summit, which is of the mind. Understand? Which is not easier to climb either. It is not any less challenging. Once he had climbed Everest, returned and recovered from the physical exhaustion, he began to ask himself the reason as to why he climbed the Everest peak. It was quite difficult to understand why the accomplishment had such an impact on his imagination all the time. Even it was a thing, okay, even when it was a thing of the past. He knew that as each day passed, the experience would get old. At that very moment, he was unsure if the memory would remain or fade away slowly. In a nutshell, the author in this stanza is telling us that once he had climbed Everest and recovered from the physical exhaustion, he began to ask himself the reason why he climbed the highest peak. Okay, and the another thing, he said that it's more difficult to climb the summit within us. Understand? In other words, we can say that whenever the writer thinks about having climbed the summit of Everest, though it cannot help him, but he just thinks about another significant summit, and that summit is summit of the mind, which is not easier to climb either. Okay, now the next paragraph. All these thoughts led me to question myself as to why people climb mountains. It is not easy to answer the question. The simplest answer would be as others have said, because it is there. It presents great difficulties. Man takes delight in overcoming obstacles. The obstacles in climbing a mountain are physical. A climb to a summit means endurance, persistence, and willpower. The demonstration of these physical qualities is no doubt exhilarating, as it was for me also. See the meaning of difficult words. Exhaustion means fatigue or tiredness. Exhilarating means very exciting. Now the meaning of this paragraph. So all the thoughts that came into writer's mind made him ask himself as to why people climb mountains, why only they choose the highest peak of the world, Mount Everest. So it is not that easy to answer in the simplest way possible. Could be because it is there. Climbing mountain poses great challenges, and we all know that overcoming these obstacles brings pleasure to climbers. Understand? In climbing a mountain, these hindrances or obstacles are physical, such as tolerance, willpower, determination to keep you going. The exhibition of these physical qualities and one's awareness towards them, on the other hand, is thrilling, and same was the case of the author. Now the next paragraph. I have more personal answer to the question. From my childhood, I have been attracted by mountains. I had been miserable, lost when away from mountains, in the plains. Mountains are nature at its best. Their beauty and majesty pose a great challenge, and like many, I believe that mountains are a means of communion with God. See the meaning of difficult words. To the left side of the page, the mightiest means the most powerful, okay, and majesty means magnificence or great beauty, okay. Now communion with God means feeling or having very close relation with God. Now here the author has become more personal to answer the question as to why he wanted to climb mountains. He had immensely attracted by mountains since his childhood. So this is only the reason for the author. Why does he want to climb the mountain? So he wants to say that he is immensely attracted by mountains since his childhood. He loves mountain from his childhood. He used to feel lost and unhappy while he lives in the plains, or while he remains in the plains, when he is away from the mountains. Okay, he feels mountains are nature in its best form. Although their magnificence and beauty pose a significant challenge, the author, along with a lot of people, believe that mountains provide a platform for sharing personal thoughts and feelings directly with God. Okay, means if you live near the mountains, you feel that as you are near the God. Okay, now next paragraph. Once having granted this, the question remains, why Everest? Because it is the highest, the mightiest, and has defied many previous attempts. It takes the last ounce of one's energy. It is a brutal struggle with rock and ice. Once taken up, it cannot be given up halfway, even when one's life is at stake. The passage back is as difficult as the passage onwards. And then, when the summit is climbed, there is the exhilaration, the joy of having done something, the sense of battle fought and won. There is a feeling of victory and of happiness, glimpsing a peak in the distance. I get transported to another world. I experience a change within myself which can only be called mystical. By its beauty, aloofness, might, ruggedness, and the difficulties encountered on the way, the peak draws me to it as Everest did. It is a challenge that is difficult to resist. See the meaning of difficult words. Defied, the mightiest, the most powerful. Defied means resisted. Brutal means very cruel or violent. Next is mystical, that is related with the spirit, strange and wonderful. Encountered means to experience something usual. Conscious means aware of what is happening around you and able to think about it. Eternal means without beginning or end, existing forever. And ruggedness means a roughly irregular, heavy or hard in outline. And aloofness means distant, alone, lonely. Okay, now see the meaning of the paragraph. So he says that once having found out the answer of the question, why to climb mountains, why Everest, okay, remains possibly because it's the highest in the world and has resisted many attempts of people trying to climb it. To reach the summit of Everest, it asks for every bit of energy in one's body. It means that whosoever climb mountain, they get too exhausted. Okay, it takes every inch of or every bit of energy from their body, from the body of the climbers. It is a harsh struggle with ice and huge rocks. Once you have taken this hard challenge, there is no option for you to give up midway, even if life is at stake, because the passage backward poses the same difficulties and challenges as the passage upwards. Means you cannot give up in the midway, you cannot go down. Why? Because it is more difficult than to go upwards. Okay, when finally, after overcoming all these obstacles, one reaches the summit, there is feeling of accomplishment, excitement, joy, victory, and happiness. There is a feeling of having fought a battle and won. The author mentions how looking at another peak transported him to another world. He experienced a change within himself, which can only be called mystical. Mystical means that is related to the spirit, means strange and wonderful. One cannot describe it in words simply. Understand? So he just changed within himself, which can only be called mystical. The peak attracted the author to itself with the help of its greatness. Means why? What is the reason that peak attracts the author? Because they are great. Because the peak is great. They are beautiful. Okay. So we can say that the peak attracted the author towards itself because they are great, they are beautiful, they are serene, they are just and the difficult, they just present difficulties on the way for the climbers to climb it up. He says it was a challenge difficult to resist. Now, next paragraph. Looking back, I find that I have not yet fully explained why I climbed Everest. It is like answering a question: why you breathe? Why do you help your neighbor? Why do you want to do good acts? There is no final answer possible. And then there is the fact that Everest is not just a physical climb. The man who has been to the mountain top becomes conscious in a special manner of his own smallness in this large universe. Meaning of this paragraph. Now the author looks back and discovers that he had not yet revealed why he actually climbed Everest. Okay, he compares it by asking a question to us: why do we breathe, or why do we help our neighbors, or why do we do good actions, good work? It is impossible to find answer to all these questions. He mentions that the fact that Everest is not just a physical climb, but it changes the person in a way that makes him aware how small he and his problems are in this infinite universe. Okay, means our problems and we ourselves are too small in this limitless universe. Understand? Now the next paragraph. The physical conquest. Of a mountain is only one part of the achievement. There is more to it than that. It is followed by a sense of fulfillment. There is the satisfaction of a deep urge to rise above one's surroundings. It is the eternal love for adventure in man. The experience is not merely physical, it is emotional, it is spiritual. Now, see the meaning of conquest: conquering, winning. Okay, the overcoming of physical barriers or obstacles, or we can say hindrances, is only one bit of the accomplishment, means fulfillment. There is a lot more to it, like the sense of accomplishment, the satisfying urge to rise above the current circumstances. It is the never ending desire for adventure in a person. So the experience is not just physical but emotional and spiritual too. Understand? Now see the last paragraph. Consider last paragraph of the page. Okay, consider a typical climb towards the summit on the last heights. You are sharing a rope with another climber. You form in. He cuts the steps in the hard ice. Then he belays, and you inch your way up. The climb is grim. You strain every nerve as you take every step. Famous climbers have left records of the help given by others. They have also recorded how they needed just that help else they might have given up. Breathing is difficult. You curse yourself for having let yourself in for this. You wonder why you ever undertook the ascent. There are moments when you feel like going back. It would be sheer relief to go down instead of up, but almost at once you snap out of that mood. There is something in you that doesn't let you give up the struggle. And you go on. Your companion keeps up with you just another 50 feet or 100 maybe. You ask yourself, is there no end? You look at your companion and he looks at you. You draw inspiration from each other, and then, without first being aware of it, you are at the summit. Now see the meaning of difficult words. Eternal, without beginning or end, existing forever. Okay. The next, adventure, unusual, exciting, and dangerous event. Spiritual means deep feeling or for religious beliefs. Belays means fixes a rope. Grim means very serious. Strain means pressure. Ascent means climbing or going up. Companion, a person you spend a lot of time with. Now see the meaning of this paragraph. Then the author begins. Evaluating means assessing a usual climb to a summit where you are sharing the rope with another climber or companion. Okay, as you make yourself firm means strong or determined. He moves ahead as he carves the hard ice with his feet, only to further fix the rope to help you inch your way up or upwards. It is a difficult climb that puts pressure on every nerve as you take a step forward. The author mentions how it has been recorded by some famous climbers for having taken help from others and how it was the only thing they needed at that moment to move forward. Else, they would have given up. Okay, if they have not done so, they would have given up. It is indeed very difficult to breathe at such high altitudes, okay, or height and cold temperatures. It is so hard that you curse yourself for signing up for this, and you start questioning why you undertook it at all in the first place. Okay, as you feel so helpless, so you just ask yourself why you have started this climb. So it pushes you to give up, and the idea of going back looks relieving at that moment. You think it is easier to go down, and that thought gives you lot of relief. But then almost instantly you are out of that mood. You feel something in yourself that doesn't let you give up, and you move upwards or on and on. Your companion is always there with you as you climb and look at the distance left, how much left to climb. You feel as if there is no end. Then you and your companion both look at each other in search of motivation. Okay, and then suddenly, without even realizing it at first, you are already at the summit. Now, next paragraph. Looking round from the summit, you tell yourself that it was worthwhile. Other silvery peaks appear through the clouds. If you are lucky, the sun may be on them. The surrounding peaks look like a jeweled necklace. Around the neck of your summit, below, you see vast valleys sloping into the distance. It is an ennobling, enriching experience to just look down from the summit of a mountain. You bow down and make your obeisance to whichever god you worship. See the meaning of difficult words. Companion, a person you spend a lot of time with. Worthwhile means enjoyable, and ennobling means to make a member of high social rank. And then enriching means improving the quality of something. Make your obeisance means willing to obey. Okay, now let's get the meaning of the paragraph. So as you look around, once you reach the summit, finally you tell yourself that it was worth all the struggle and hardships, means difficulties. You can see other peaks through the clouds, and if you are fortunate enough, there may be sunlight on them. On what? On clouds. Okay. The peaks nearby look as a jeweled necklace around the neck of your summit. As you look down, you can look at the vast valley or valleys from a distance. To look down from the summit of a mountain is an honorable and enhancing experience. As you are on the top of mountain, you bow down and pay your respect to whichever god you worship. It may be Goddess Durga, Guru Nanak, it may be Jesus Christ. Okay, so you pay your respect to whatever god you worship. I left on Everest a picture of Guru Nanak, Rawat left a picture of Goddess Durga, Fu Dorji left a relic of the Buddha, Edmund Hillary had buried a cross under a cairn, a heap of rocks and stone in the snow. These are not symbols of conquest but of reverence. The experience of having climbed to the summit changes you completely. Now, let's see the meaning of difficult words. Relic means artifact. Reverence means deep respect for someone or something. Now, the meaning of this paragraph. On Everest, the author left a picture of Guru Nanak Dev as he is a Sikh. His fellow climbers Rawat and Fu Dorji left pictures and relics of Goddess Durga and Buddha. Okay. Then Edmund Hillary was also with them. He built a cross under the he buried the cross under the heap of rocks in the snow. Cairn means rocks. Okay. He mentioned that these are not symbols of. Who mentions? Writer. Writer mentions that these are not merely symbols of accomplishment but also of respect and admiration. This is because the experience of having climbed the summit changes you completely. There is another summit. It is within yourself. It is in your own mind. Each man carries within himself his own mountain peak. He must climb it to reach to a fuller knowledge of himself. It is fearful and unscalable. It cannot be climbed by anyone else. You yourself have to do it. The physical act of the climbing to the summit of a mountain outside is akin to the act of climbing the mountain within. The effects of both the climbs are the same. Whether the mountain you climb is physical or emotional and spiritual, the climb will certainly change you. It teaches you much about the world and about yourself. Meaning, difficult meanings of the world. See, you can see. Enriching means improving the quality of something. Make your obeisance means willing to obey. Cairn, rock or mound of rough stones. Reverence, deep respect for someone. Unscalable means not measurable. Then akin means similar to something. Okay. Now the meaning of the paragraph. Now the writer talks about another summit, and this is the essence of the whole lessons, conclusion of the whole lesson, and you should pay attention to it. The summit within one's own mind. What is another summit to overcome? That is the summit within us, that is within our mind or heart. He further explains how there is a mountain peak within each person's mind and heart, and how he must climb it to attain complete awareness of oneself. It is very fearful or terrible and cannot be measured. Moreover, no one except you can climb it. Okay. Writer says how physically climbing a mountain is similar to climbing the one that is within us, within our mind. The effects of both the climbs are also the same. It changes you completely, irrespective of the nature of climb, being physical, emotional, or spiritual. It teaches you a lot about the world around you and the one inside you. Now, the next paragraph. I venture to think that my experience as an Everester has provided me with the inspiration to face life's ordeals resolutely. Climbing the mountain was a worthwhile experience. The conquest of the internal summit is equally worthwhile. The internal summits are perhaps higher than Everest. Okay. So this passage is also as important as the previous one. So meaning of ordeals, see the meaning: venture, a new activity that involves risk or uncertainty. Ordeals means painful experiences. Resolutely means determinedly. Internal summit means a goal which one has to accomplish on one's own effort. Okay. Now there is no more meaning, and resolutely means with determination or firmness or determinedly. Now meaning of this paragraph, shortly I will sum up. The author tells about thinking that his experience as an Everester. What is Everest? What does it mean? What does mean by Everester? Means those who climb the Everest. Okay. Has given him both the strength and inspiration to deal with life's painful experiences with determination and firmness. Just like climbing Everest was a worthwhile, means useful experience, conquering the summit within is equally worthwhile. Moreover, internal summits are higher than the physical summit of Everest. So that's all about the chapter, The Summit Within. Thank you so much.